Let's see. Hopefully, um, I'm being heard. My mic is on, so All right, am I being heard? I don't think my mic was on before, which means I was saying quite a bit. And I don't know if you all heard any of that. Nevertheless, it was not. Perfect. Okay, so somehow this always happens. This doesn't always happens, but it just happened a few times as I've gone live, where I've just been talking for minutes and minutes, and no one is able to hear me. All right, so let me get back to it. Oh my goodness. All right, so I was talking about my journey, right? Talking about how I have gotten to the point that I am. I'm going to try to remember exactly what I said, but I know it's not going to come out completely clearly. But I did want to show these cards. So let me point you guys back down first so you can see them and all that noise. My squeaky, tripod. So what I was speaking of was these cards. And which is the Ten of Cups, the Devil card, and the Knight of Pentacles. I hope you all can see that. I hope the camera is positioned in the right way because I can't really see the camera. And I wanted to show the cards because I don't want to read cards for individuals. I can because I read for myself. But as I was sitting here, I was simply saying that reading was not really the purpose of this channel. But it has become that because, you know, I at this moment in time in my life, that's where I am. I am in this realm of divination and cards. Cards is a medium that I have gravitated to. And I have, along this journey, what I've experienced is, you know, a bit of conflict within myself. I've learned so much about myself through divination. And in that learning, what I have discovered is there is a part of me that is still very reserved about this work because it is so far removed, so contrary to what how I was brought up, the information that I was taught as I was raised, and that still resides within me, along with a number of other beliefs and or experiences that are rooted in other times. But it has brought me a lot of joy, confusion at times, but more than anything, it's brought a lot of clarity to my life. And I can feel that there is like a nudge for me to go down that rabbit hole is what is coming to mind. But what I really want to say is I can feel this inner nudge to really expand my knowledge and wisdom in this area. But something about that makes me uncomfortable. It makes me it makes me feel like I will have to give more of myself, which I'm extremely protective of. I like my privacy. You know, I like to be able to move about my life as I do normally, but I know that the more the more that I dive into this work, which is very soul fulfilling for me, like it feels good to learn all of these things about myself, and then at the same time see that knowing in action in my life, it's extremely fulfilling. So I know the more that I delve into this, like you're seeing yourself just reflected back to you. So the more that you dive into the work of divination, divining, the more that you, I think maybe a better way to say that is, I don't get you out of the sun here because it's pretty hot and no, oh, okay. I'm sorry for this horrible, horrible view, you guys. It probably would be better if you guys just see me, but that's one of the things I'm really trying to avoid. To be completely honest with you all, I am trying to avoid being on camera. It's not my place. I don't want to be on camera. All right, let me see something. I gotta, I gotta turn you guys around. All right, here we go. All right, am I still being heard? For those of you who are here, this is a very different recording than I've ever posted on this channel. This is a very just me speaking my deepest, innermost thoughts right now about myself. All right, so it says there's 7 people in here, but I don't see anyone commenting, so I don't know whether that's true. But what I'm saying is that this work is real work. It can be used in a number of ways. You know, if you're on, obviously you're on this platform, on the platform of YouTube, so you can see the many number of ways that divination is being used. In all of those ways, applying it towards yourself, towards your inner self, that inner work, your realization of who you are in this space is in my opinion the diamond of divination. It's what it's for. I feel, however, that it is a feeling, but it's also an awareness that the continued work that I do on myself through these various mediums, divination simply being one of them, cartomancy being one of them, is what it results in is a change in me, which then affects every environment that I am in. And that can make others, does make others uncomfortable or feel something. Sometimes it's uncomfortability, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's something that makes a person feel good. It's about to get loud over here. I can. This is probably not the best place to do this. Oh, it's definitely not. It's got sawdust now raining down on my head. Oh wow. Okay, I gotta pause. I'm gonna stop this and come back. It's raining sawdust. Okay, let me try to make a run for it. Really quickly. Oh no, it's getting sawdust in my tea. Alright guys. Give me one momento. Okay, Bo, did you say it's still a vibe with the chainsaw going outside? I guess so, yeah. It was still a vibe either way. But I was getting rained on. I was getting what do you call those things? Sawdust rained upon me. All right. Um, I feel like I want to start again because I don't even really know where I was at. I don't even know what I was saying. What was I talking about? I was talking about divination. And my um, my reservation within it, within the work, even though the work is very satisfying, it's extremely fulfilling. At the same time, I have deep reservations about pursuing it mostly based on what I perceive outside perception to be. Um, and I don't know, this is a really interesting live because I have no idea where I'm going. And this is sort of in the energy that I've been in for the last couple of days. Like, the last few days have just been like foggy, like not clear. Like, where am I going right now? What am I doing right now? You know, I don't know. I don't know. It's a frustrating feeling. Honestly, it's a frustrating feeling to not rely on yourself. To not rely on yourself. That's where I feel like I'm at a point where I am not relying on myself. I'm relying on the Holy Spirit to guide me every single day, which um yeah. Yeah, yeah. I'm I I am doing that, Douglas. I am doing that. However, there's resistance. That's where I am. The resistance is, okay, I'm going with this, but there's a part of me that's also conditioned to, like, um, want to know first off. I need to know. I want to know. I have questions. Where are we going? What are we doing? It's like, somebody says, are you ride or die? I don't know. Give me some more information. Let me know first. So there's that. And then the other part of the resistance is that I I feel like I should be, this is a huge part of my resistance. I feel like I should be doing something like productively, actively working on something. And when I'm not doing that, or when I haven't done that for, an extended period of time in my mind, I start getting anxious. Like, what are you doing? You need to be doing something. Now, I have received inner guidance that said specifically, do not work unless we tell you to work. And I heard it. It came through my ears. I heard it. But I'm like, okay, I'm looking at the clock like, okay, shouldn't I be doing something right now? Shouldn't I be, I don't know, something? I don't know. Today, I know, you can't force the flow. You're right. Today I've laid around all day, mainly because I don't feel good. I'm actually not feeling well. But even in the midst of not feeling well, I feel like you've been sitting around for a few days now. Like, what are you doing? You haven't done anything. So, I got up this morning trying to like over medicate myself so that I can move this through my body. As I sit here saying these words, listening to myself, it's like you can't do that. Your body is communicating with you, telling you that it needs to slow down. It's such a transition, to seek to be in this position and then to get here, be here, and then are like, what do I do with this? What do I do with this? Like, I don't know what to do with myself. Resting is probably, one of the first things that I should be doing instead of self-imposing some strict work schedule. I don't even know what work means these days. I don't, the meaning of that word in relation to what I'm doing or what I feel like I'm being led to do is like, they don't even compute. Yeah, be gentle. Thank you, Kelowna. It's yeah, it's really it's an adjustment. Being gentle with myself. I have, over these past few years been intentional about caring for myself, really caring for my mind more than anything, protecting my mental space. I cannot say that I have done the same for my physical body, that I have really been gentle with my body. And I have allowed it a respite. It's like, I feel in having worked outside my home since I was about 15, 16 years old. and I am in my mid 40s now. You know, my body is conditioned to be productive, to be actively working, you know? And now that I am literally sitting in the place that I've manifested this life, um, where am not, I'm not subject to someone else's demand on my time or on my body. Now I've put myself in the position of my previous employers, like demanding my body to perform, to do the things, my body and my mind, really. I've done, you know, a lot of intentional work of like clearing my head, clearing my mental space. But even in all of that, I will turn around and like overload it with things. Because we have things to get done. There are things that need to be done. So thank you for that message, to be gentle with yourself, because that is something that I will set as a reminder for myself, because I'm used to working myself, and most people around me are doing the same. And so, when you're in an environment where, you're trying to step out of that environment and create something different from yourself, it can be challenging because, everywhere you turn, people are doing that thing that you're trying to move forward from. So that reminder to myself. I like to write things down. I have notes all around my house. Sticky notes. I always write in marker with different colors. Oh. Huh. Thank you, Bo. I can relax. I keep hearing that. I keep hearing that. You can relax. I've been getting that message. Obviously, I'm not listening because it keeps coming. Like, how many times do we have to tell you this? Just relax. You've done the thing already. You already did it. Just relax into now what you've done. Whoa. I cut down trees, so it's, if you all hear some loud bumps or whatever in the background, that's what it is outside of that chainsaw. Yeah, I can relax. It's the other day I was talking to my friend and he said to me, your relationship with your creator is very intimate. And if you trust that guidance for one thing, then why don't you trust it for everything? Those are not the words that he said, but that's how I interpreted what he said. Like, you should be relying on that source for everything. And it's a, I feel like it's a continuous journey. I hate when I do that, when I do like that upper octave question. But I do. I feel like it is a continuous journey because every step, like every day, maybe a few times out of the day, depending on what's happening in your world at that time, it's, checking in with that. At least that's my process, or that's what I've been doing, but not, I don't want to say not for everything, because I feel like I do it, but do I listen though? Do I listen? I get guidance a lot. I don't always listen. I can hear it as clear as day. Relax. You've done your part. We've got you. And I hear that, and in the moment, I feel very relaxed and relieved and comfortable and loved and supported and all those things. And then I go to sleep and I wake up the next day, and something, my environment, the realm that I'm in, this realm of matter, takes over. And the unseen um, is like fades to black. Like it wasn't even there. Like I never even heard the words. I never even. It's a very interesting experience. Thankfully, Source never says, I told you yesterday, I've been telling you this every day. I don't know why you keep coming to me. I don't know why you keep coming to me because I keep telling you this. I'm not going to tell you again. Thankfully, Source comes through every time in some way, shape, or form, through people, through sounds in the environment. Like, yeah, I'm going to keep drilling this into your head. Until it becomes a part of you. And you won't need reassurance any longer. You'll just be in it. You'll just be a part of it. A part of the whole thing. The whole picture, you'll just rest in it or play in it or yeah. So that's my story for today. That is my story for today. I'm finding myself in environments that just are not suited for me anymore. Maybe that's, I don't know. I don't wanna put it on that. I don't wanna like say that the reason that I'm feeling the way that I'm feeling is because I'm in certain environment. It maybe could be, I don't know. But I don't know, I'm finding myself spending a lot more time alone, which is not uncommon. I spend a lot of time alone anyway. But even when I'm out, it's like I'm by myself. That's the way it feels. Like I don't actually fit into the space anymore. or this space doesn't fit me anymore. Example, last night, a friend of mine called. He's like, come by. I said, okay, I'll come by. So I went by his house. He says, okay, we're gonna go and go to this fish spot, I think he said. I don't remember. I said, okay, is it the same spot we went to last week? He's like, no. Anyway, so we get in the car, and I realized that we were literally going into town, into the city. Really on the other side of the city. We weren't even in the city. But anyway, we went into town because he lives in the suburbs, outskirts. Anyway, so we're there, and it's a Tuesday night. So it's a restaurant slash lounge, right? Bar, whatever. So we're in there, and it's Tuesday night, so it's not a lot of people there. And then I realized that they actually have a comedy show going on tonight. So I had no idea that this is what the night that he had planned. I thought we were just gonna go get some food and then just chill out. So we're down there, and comedy show starts I think at like 9:30, and they got a DJ and music is playing and people are smoking hookahs, and then the comedian gets up and he starts performing, and it was a cool night. But after the comedy show, which was really quick, it was kind of like party scene, and it was me, him, and then another young lady joined us, and another one of his friends, male friends, joined us. And they were in conversation, and I was not in the conversation. I was not a part of the conversation. I was just kind of sitting there in my own world, you know. And I have felt like that, a lot of times lately, going out, spending time with friends. It's like, I'm not really enjoying this experience. It's not enjoyable. There's the things that are happening here, like they're not feeding me in any way, other than me being able to vibe to the music, which I can always do. Um, because I absolutely love music. That's it. And to me, that sort of defeats the purpose of going out and being sociable. I can vibe to music in my home. I do that every single day. But I don't know. It's like people don't really talk. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking too much into it, or not. I'm just not having a good time in these spaces. I'm not finding fulfillment in these spaces. Maybe I'm looking for too much though. Maybe I shouldn't be looking for fulfillment in every place that I go in. I should be looking to, I don't know. Maybe I should be looking for anything. I should just go and experience whatever the experience is and let that be that. That sounds like a good idea. Yeah, well, oh my gosh, I'm really congested, guys. Ladies and gent. One moment. All right. Uh. Oh, that didn't help. Still could just. Ugh. Being under the weather, not feeling well, is sucks. It's for the birds. My body feels heavy. My head feels heavy. Anyway, you all don't want to hear about that. That is not what you came here for. How many of you all who are on this live are subscribed to the channel? Bo, Kaluda, I think the Earth Angel, I don't know if you're still here, but I've definitely seen you on the channel before. The reason that I asked that is because when I started this channel, I really wasn't sure the direction of the channel, and I'm still figuring it out, to be honest with you. I began this channel at the behest of my inner guidance. All right, I have been being nudged to be public, if you will, to speak for a while, and I have begun doing that in a way in different platforms, but it wasn't something that I stuck with. And so when I started this channel, it really was that an inner guidance, like, you need to do this, you need to create this channel. And initially I began readings, spiritual readings, channeled messages. I would receive messages, and then I would like create a reading around the message, or channel a reading, I should say, around the message. And now, as I sit here and speak, it's like I am not sure the direction of this channel. I want to be able to provide value to individuals. I want to be able to help other people. And I know a part of that help is me doing my own work. That's how it always is. That's how it's always been for me. And I would imagine for anybody else who's on this platform, who's in some form of, in a guidance role. But I don't know. I guess it's still my reservation around the work that I do. The work that I do, like the work of divination. I want to be specific. The work of divination that I do is and I'm calling it divination because that's sort of where I feel like I've landed at on this platform, on this YouTube platform. But I'm not even really sure that that's the real terminology for the work that I do, because the work that I do really isn't reading cards. The work that I do really isn't channeling. The work that I do really isn't mediumship. The work that I do really, I mean, the clairsentience and all of those things. Yes, I have tapped into those abilities, but they all work in tandem. So I when I say, I have mediumship abilities, or I'm clairaudient and clairsentient and clairvoyant, and I'm a reader. Like, those are things that I can do, but that's not what I do. And it's challenging for me. It's been challenging for me. This is a really interesting video. If you are listening, if you're still listening, if you've been on the channel before, this is the first video that I have recorded where I'm really talking about myself and like talking about what I have going on, or because I really don't do that. But anyway, let me get back to it. Uh, yeah, all of those things make up the whole of who I am. And I don't have the words to put what I do. I don't know how to describe that. I don't know how to quantify that. I don't know what lane to put that in. So it has made it challenging for me as I continue to evolve, and also to shift into business mode, if you will. Uh, Business mode being what I do and putting that towards something that will sustain my life. Um, so, every single day that I am, that I get up and move about and I'm living my life, navigating the world, there's something that is presented in front of me like, oh, you could do this, you could do this, and you could do this. And I'm like, oh, no, that seems amazing. Like, I could do that, I could do that, I could do that. And I'm like, but that's not me. And I don't want to, that's not what I'm doing. And I don't want to follow that track, because that track is leading me down some other path, which isn't mine. I feel in this moment, I've been on here for 54 minutes. It's a long time to be talking about what? What was I talking about? All right, well, I was trying to flip my camera around, but it won't work right. Oh my gosh. Jesus Christ. They're dropping trees outside. So yeah, all these things that are, presented in front of me, that's not me. It's not who I am, and it is not. The money is not going to satisfy me. I know that there are a lot of things that can be done, a lot of businesses that can be done that will give you an opportunity to make mass amounts of money. But I am not concerned about money. Meaning, that's not what drives me. I'm not going to say I'm not concerned about money, but money does not drive me. Self-fulfillment drives me. That is the only thing that drives me. There is nothing else that will move me like fulfilling me, my own self. And so, I feel like I'm in this quandary now, because knowing that, and then looking out into the world and seeing, everyone has all these different business models, and I'm doing air quotation marks. But they're business models. People are able to fund their lifestyle in many different ways. But I do not see a lane for myself. And I also do not want to. I don't have the desire to put in the time into someone else's business model that is going to detract from mine. So, I'm in an interesting place right now. And I know, as sure as all these words are coming out of my mouth, soon what will be laid out for me is a path for myself, because I'm speaking it into the universe. I am in a state of like, what am I supposed to do with who I am, and what I'm here to do, what I've been called to do at this time. But as Bo said earlier, I don't know if you're still here. Just go with it and see what happens. It's a challenge to do that, but I am doing it. There's a benefit to having structure in your life. Like, and I think back to the many years that I have worked outside of the home, and um, getting up at a certain time, go to work, having that whole schedule, coming home, doing whatever my evening routine is, cooking, whatever else I do. There's a structure to that. I mean, there's a benefit to having that structure in your life, because your mind is, your mind is already set. It's sort of occupied on what you have to do. But when you were faced with, or when you were presented with, or when you were sitting in of like this where you just have time, what do you do with your own time? How can you? I mean, I say the benefit. There's a benefit in having that structure, because in my mind, as I sit here now, I say there's very little time for like, you know, certain negative thoughts to creep in, because it was focused on other things. I had other things already, like, I have to do this at this time, because I have 8 hours at this job, 8 or more, whatever, wherever I was at the time. I've definitely worked more than 8 hours a day. But yeah, they have 8 hours of my time is dedicated here, and then I know I have to do this, and this, and the rest of the time that I have done, plus have my 8 or however many hours that I need to have to sleep. So my time was allotted very specifically. And there was very little room for like things to creep up into my mind, whether they be deemed good or bad, right? Like I didn't have the opportunity, or I didn't feel like I had the opportunity for my mind to expand beyond where I was, because I was in this is my structure. Also, it didn't allow for a lot of negative thoughts to come in. It's like, this is what I have going on, I'm going to do this, you know everything is sweet, everything is normal, everything is par for the course. Well, when you have more time, or your time is not structured, your time is not dedicated to someone else, now you have time for new ideas to flow into your mind, will expand your awareness, expand your consciousness, expand your knowledge. Then you also have time for other things to creep in, like, what am I doing right now? I'm not doing anything right now. I don't know. These are just my random thoughts that you all are hearing right now. You guys are taking them in. The idea of like always be on and providing, especially on these platforms, the idea of like always being on and providing something to those that are listening. It's, I don't know. It's interesting. All right. It's been about an hour, I think. Right at an hour, about to be an hour 50. Oh no, we're over an hour, 63 minutes. I think I'm gonna end it. Let me see. Do I have something? I feel like I want to leave you all with something because you all have actually listened to me and you have poured into me. And now I want to give something back to you. And I love to read. I think I left my books outside. No, I didn't. Let me grab. Let's see what we have here. Has anyone read the Has anyone read The Voice of Knowledge by Don Miguel Ruiz? I just started it. It came in a trio. Okay, let's see what we have here. So I'm going to read a passage out of this before I close this live. And this passage is coming from The Voice of Knowledge, Practical Guide to Inner Peace from Don Miguel Ruiz, who's also the author of The Four Agreements. It says, I believe that all humans have moments of inspiration when we perceive truth. These moments usually occur when the mind is quiet, when we perceive the force of life through our feelings. Of course, the voices inside our head that we call thinking will invalidate our experience almost right away. These voices will try to justify and deny what we feel. Why? Because when we witness the truth, all of the lies that we believe cannot survive. Humans are afraid of the truth. And when we say that we are afraid, the one who is speaking is the liar. Yes, because the lies that speak through that voice cannot survive the truth and they don't want to die. That is why. Sorry, I had to move. It was getting really loud. That is why it takes such courage to face our own lies, to face what we believe. The structure of our knowledge makes us feel safe. We have the need to know, even if what we know is not the truth. And if what we believe about ourselves is no longer true, we don't feel safe because we don't know how to be any other way. When we discover that we are not what we believe we are, the foundation of our entire reality begins to collapse. The whole story loses its meaning, and this is very frightening. Huh. All right, I want to move a little forward. It says, points to ponder. Life, the force of transformation that creates and transforms the stars, is the same force that creates and transforms the atoms in our physical body. This force is always present and obvious for us to see, but we cannot see it when our attention is focused on lies. So I think that that is a perfect place to end it. Thank you all for being here on this live, listening to this, listening to me, and providing some insight and feedback and knowledge and wisdom for me. So I do appreciate that. I hope that if you're listening, you are able to get something out of my story. For if you're still listening to this video, you've reached this portion of the video and you're listening to my voice, you are extremely unique because I'm unique and you are my reflection and I am a reflection of you. And count yourself as a cool ass person because you found your way right here to love's spot. And I really am truly thankful and grateful for each and every one of you. So with that said, I hope to talk to you next time. Peace.